Those of us who have lived the life of a Rotarian or a Rotaractor understand the power of Rotary. But how many times do we hear that question, what is Rotary? When we hear that question, we are being asked not just to explain an organization, we are being asked to define something integral to our lives. The way we view Rotary, our experience in this organization, is central to our personal narrative. You can't separate Rotary and Rotarians. So when I've been asked this question recently, I've asked myself in turn, how can I frame my story in a compelling way that explains why this organization is so important to me and how it's changed my life? I've changed my personal narrative because of Rotary, and here's my story. In August, Mark and I traveled to Kosovo on a Gift of Life mission, an organization that provides life-saving heart surgeries to children. And the first few days were spent screening the children to determine which children would have surgery. And to me, one family in particular embodied the value of this mission. They arrived in the screening room with twin boys, 18 months old. One sick, his name was Amar, and one healthy. The parents were in their 30s, and mom was very pregnant and due in the next month. And as I watched, I felt like I was looking at this through her eyes, in her place. Will my child be chosen for surgery? Will Amar be able to run and play with his twin and the new baby? How will we manage if Amar isn't chosen for surgery? I didn't speak Albanian, but I didn't need to. Now, thankfully, Amar was chosen for surgery, and Mom and Dad's relief was etched on their faces. On the day of surgery, the surgical team asked Mark and I to observe in the operating room for Amar's surgery. And as we stood in the back of the room trying to stay out of the way, we were fascinated by the dance of the operating theater, the teamwork, and the constant communication during each step of open heart surgery. And the anesthetist called to me, Valerie, come and look at this from my point of view. And I found myself looking into Amar's tiny chest to see his heart beating as the doctors patched the hole in his heart. This was an incredibly profound moment in my life and an opportunity of epic proportions. But what went through my mind at that moment was Amar's mother as I looked at her son through her eyes. Her child would be healthy. Her child would run and play with his brother and the new baby in a short period of time. And under the outstanding care of the ICU nurses and Amar's father, who never left his side, Amar was ready to leave the hospital 3 days later. Now, much of my interaction with the family had been from afar and been by observation. But as Amar and his father were given the news they could go home, I approached the bed. I wanted to say goodbye. I needed closure after such a personal experience. And through an interpreter, I expressed how happy I was to see Amar healthy. And now, as parents, they would welcome their new baby into their lives in the next month, knowing that their children would run and play together. Of course, this didn't occur without hugs and tears on both sides, and it didn't matter that we didn't speak the same language. We were both parents, and our children were healthy. That experience changed me, and it changed how I look at things. And it changed what I think we, together, can accomplish. This is the power of Rotary. And we must be willing to embrace change to leverage that power. Today, our world is experiencing a rate of change unseen in history. In the world of business, we constantly change, adapt, and evolve, or we become obsolete. It's a simple concept. If our products and services aren't attractive, we no longer remain relevant to our customer base. The power of Rotary is the power to elicit change. And the power of Rotary is the catalyst to take us to the next level. And the power of Rotary is the very reason why change is expected. Change takes courage. There's great resistance to change and a subconscious desire to stick with the status quo because it feels comfortable. It would have been so much easier for me to write a check and feel good about that surgery center in Kosovo. Good work would have happened either way. But seeing it all with my own eyes, shifted the story for me. It made it clear, for the first time in my life, why Rotary's work is so essential. We change lives. And we must have the courage to change so that more lives can be saved. And the impact of our service continues to grow. Let's change the narrative. What we do every day as Rotarians is not normal. It's incredibly transformational. Each and every day, with every life we save, with every mind we educate, with every attempt at peace, we are transforming lives. Paul Harris famously once said, "It's a changing world, and we must be prepared to change with it." The question isn't whether you, as a change maker, will encounter resistance, but rather how much and what strategies you will use to manage it. You are the ones to lead this change, to change the narrative and ensure that Rotary opens opportunities. Good luck, you're going to be great.